Good evening and welcome to the Board of Selectmen's meeting on Monday, April 15th at 6 PM. Happy tax day. I hope everyone got their taxes in on time. I'll call the meeting to order at 6 PM. Beth, can we have a roll call, please?
Select Chair, Mr. DeRoche.
Here.
Select Vice Chair, Mr. Coy.
Here.
Selectman, Mr. Gifford.
Present.
Selectwoman, Ms. Bergeron.
Here.
Selectwoman, Ms. Costa.
Present.
And please note for the record, we have Mr. Colby, our town manager, joining us, along with Mrs. Center, Conservation Commission Chair, and several students and some staff from Pollard School.
Thank you. Could everyone stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? And Mr. Stack, could you lead us? All right, thank you. All right, we'll hold off on public comment for now. And we'll skip right to our first item on the agenda, Arbor Day contest winners. And we have Jill Center here from the Conservation Commission. Welcome.
Thank you. I'd like to thank everyone for having the kids join us tonight. They did a wonderful job with the poster contest and the poem contest. It's an annual event for Arbor Day. On Thursday of this week, we're going to have our Arbor Day walk. We'll have a forester from New Hampshire come down and talk with the kids about the trees as they go along the walk. The fifth graders do that. Any of you available on Thursday, you're free to join us. It happens at 9 o'clock and it happens at 12:30. We split the fifth grade up into two groups. So if you're available and want to join us, feel free. I'm so proud of the kids this year. The theme was trees are superheroes, and they stuck to that wonderfully, and they did an awesome job. It's so exciting to do this every year. So if you'll call out the kids and announce the winners, we'll have the poems come up first and read, and then we'll do the posters.
All right. So our third place winner and is from in fifth grade, it's Caleb Cherry. Caleb, you want to come up?
Right here. Come sit over here. Sorry. I lost you.
Making a way. There are many things in life that are underrated, but there's one thing in our minds that I think has faded. It would be a 5-star if it were rated, or an A+ if it were graded. The thing that I'm thinking of is majestic and strong. If you thought it wasn't a tree, you would be downright wrong. I can sit in the shade on a hot summer day, all because of trees that are making a way. Trees are still superheroes, even without a cape.
Thank you.
Great job. Thank you. All right, next up, we have second place winner, Charlotte Frazier.
Our trees. Trees are our superheroes. They give animals a place to live, and they always have so much to give. Trees are our superheroes. They have oxygen that helps people survive, and when animals stay inside of trees, they thrive. Trees are our superheroes. Trees provide apples so sweet that it makes every bird tweet. Trees are our superheroes. Hummingbirds live inside of there because trees give us healthy air. Trees are our superheroes. Trees produce syrup. When you taste it, you cheer up. Trees are our superheroes. Trees make delicious honey and make bright green money. Trees are our superheroes. Trees are gray, just a smidge, but they help us build any bridge. Trees are our superheroes. I love trees, and so do bees. Trees are our superheroes.
All right, and our first place winner and in fifth grade as well, it's Xander Halloran. There's my hunting buddies.
Nature's superpower. Trees have life, wouldn't you know? They also give it to animals, high and low. See the forest of 1,000 greens in Ireland, just waiting to be seen. Humans, plants, and animals, like lions, all need air, which trees are supplying. Smell the dew on the leaves, after rainstorms, always on trees. Trees give food like leaves and bark, which caterpillars and beavers down with a start. To climb the tree, you feel the bark, soft or smooth, just like the heart. Trees give shelter with their wood to humans and animals, like they should. Trees let animals and people thrive on the world I call mine. Trees have life, wouldn't you know, so stop cutting down their forest homes. Trees are superheroes to us all. Without them, we wouldn't thrive at all. Look at the world without the trees, a big rock, but that future still remains to be seen.
All right, and then next up, we're going to bring up our poster contest winners. And we'll start with our first grade contest winner, Lila Lynch. If you could come up and show us your poster, that would be great. Congratulations. Good job. Nice poster. All right, our next winner is from the second grade, and I'd like to invite up David Kowalczyk. Congratulations. All right, next up, we have our third grade winner, Skylar Millette.
Skylar's just a little shy.
Great job, Skylar.
Great job.
Next up with our fourth grade winner, Sophie Zeng. Great job. Our final winner this evening is from fifth grade, Eve Zakian. It's a great giraffe in that painting. Great job. Great job, everybody. There was some great posters and some great poems, so.
They get better every year.
Yeah. I hope you guys have some great weather on your tour on Thursday, right, Jill? Yeah, Thursday. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to take a picture of all the kids together?
Yeah, I'd like all the kids to come up so you can get a group photo. Bring up your certificates and your posters and come on up here.
Come on up with your posters and certificates. You can take a picture.
Poem readers too.
Home readers too.
Yeah.
What do you want to do it right here?
Yeah, I mean, we can all stand.
Okay, is this everybody? All right, if I can have you guys move a little bit closer together. There you go. Perfect. And I'm gonna take a few shots, so if you just want to bear with me. You guys ready? 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. And I'm gonna do a couple more. Okay, everybody smile, look at me, right over here.
Including you, Joe.
I'm just gonna move so I can see everyone in the back row there. There we go.
Get a wide lens for the background.
And one more.
Easy now.
One more. Okay, waiting for everybody to behave. There we go. Good job.
Those are the guys in the back, not the front.
Okay.
Good job, guys.
Before you close, we got a couple more outside. This was an actually works for the.
Just give it a minute for everyone to clear out. We'll continue.
That's actually one of my favorite things in town. I know, I'm so mad because I love going on the walk and I can't go Thursday. My boss is like very hard. I miss working for myself.
Oh, it's wrong on here. Yeah, and that's my writing.
Oh, okay.
So that's why everybody else got it wrong.
That's okay.
We can do another one.
Yeah.
It'll just take a little while to get all the signatures.
Can we have this for now to bring home and see?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So,
I'll just,
What
the
should it be?
C and the Z reverse.
okay, so
This should be Z,
YK.
Y, C, Y, C, K.
Or my
Right.
Z, Y, C, K.
And this is still,
By the globe.
The front, the beginning is correct. It's just those two letters. It's C, Y, Z, Y, C. and we
so
hit-
KOWALZYCK.
Yep,
Okay.
all right,
Yeah, let him have that for now. We'll do another
all
one.
right, thanks.
Sorry. No, it's
Thank
okay.
you. Sorry about
Okay,
that.
David, you can take that. Thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Hey, Joe, if we wanted to meet and go for that walk, where would we meet?
At Pollard School.
At Pollard? Okay.
At Pollard School. At 8:45, they meet at the flagpole and they'll be reading their poems for the entire school. And then at 9 o'clock, they'll start the walk.
Okay. And where does that walk go?
It goes up Elm Street to the elm tree.
Yeah.
And through the cemetery and then back down to the town hall where we give them water and a goodie bag.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll just knock off public comment. Is there anyone here for public comment? Okay, no one's here.
Okay.
All right, next up on the agenda, we have BOS guidelines and procedures. So Liz and I attended the 91A training that they had last week at Town Hall with other boards and committee members and other town staff. It was pretty informative. And one of the things that came out of the training, we did pass along the PowerPoint presentation that was available for that training, which there's a lot of great information in there. One of the things it suggested was to make sure you have policies and procedures for your board. We do have that, but I wanted to get it out to the board to review. I think we look at it every year or two, just to make sure that we're up to date. And I wanted to get out in front of everyone to make sure we didn't want to make any changes. I reviewed it. I didn't really see any need for any significant changes or anything, but did anyone have a chance to review, have any comments?
No, I reviewed, I agree with you. I thought it was still
I
fine.
just have one question. I'm sorry.
Yes, Liz?
Did they, was there an RSA passed through the House that we had to allot for 30 minutes of time for delegates and individuals, or do we just call it public comment? Is that the same thing?
I believe it's the same thing. So
Okay.
we allow for public comment.
All right.
And in our procedure, we have that, I think it's on
in
page,
there.
yeah, it's in there.
There was a time that was attached to it, I believe, so I just wanted
Yeah,
to, we had to go by that RSA, or?
well, we allow
I could
for,
be wrong
yeah.
also.
We can take another look at that RSA, but I believe we account for it enough. We allow for public comment. We allow for an allotted time that gives individuals a time to speak.
Okay.
I think ours is 2 to 3 minutes per speaker is considered appropriate. Um,
Can I make a comment?
Yes.
In previous boards, they had, some of them had problems with this. But I feel like this board has been very transparent with allowing people to speak, not having so much putting like a time limit on
Yeah.
them making a comment, which I feel is important, that we allow them to get up and speak. And I know we all feel that way. So I don't feel like for us, this board, it's a problem, but I would always like to make sure that it's in here for the next board down the road. Because, we don't know what will happen then, but,
Yeah, I was just asking.
yeah.
Someone had asked me a question about what the length was. And I thought it was 30 minutes, so I'd ask. So, and I think, people are pretty transparent here, so.
Yeah, and then what I found too is that when you try to censor people, it's when they all start to come out, and then that's where it becomes, but we're very open board, so as you see, we don't have many
Yep.
people that come in to speak,
Correct.
so.
Yep, I was just asking the question because
Okay.
I was asked.
Yep.
Like our last Monday.
Yeah. So if folks want to know what our guidelines and procedures are, this is posted on our Board of Selectmen webpage as well. And it does list all the RSAs that govern, our duties as selectmen anyway. So it's pretty interesting. It lists the RSAs, what most of our duties are. So did anyone have any thoughts or changes for this at all?
I didn't.
Mr. Colby?
One of the items noticing, the first section is major duties from statute, which is appointing a lot of the deputy town clerk, tax collector positions.
Yes.
But then major duties delegated by town meeting since 1987. We did change to an appointed town treasurer that is not listed here.
Oh,
Okay.
yes. Yep.
So if you want to add that, probably, as number 10.
Yeah, we should add that.
I agree.
I will get these specific, year. I don't recall which year it was, but we did do that by town meeting.
Yep.
Votes delegated to an appointed position.
Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and get that added, and then probably for the next meeting, we can
We'll do once more.
review it and then sign off, right? All right, and I think the last time we updated this was a couple years ago. It was just to add the last section about remote participation for meetings after the COVID restrictions were let go, so. All right. Anything else on guidelines and procedures? No? All right. Next on our agenda is review first quarter finances. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Colby to talk about that.
Thank you. So in the packet of information, there's both a budget operating summary for the first quarter, ended March of 2024, and then there's also a general fund revenue. Tomorrow, Beth and I will make sure to get these up on the website for review. But again, it's a preliminary look at by, departments, the first quarter activity, which in looking through the detail, there's really nothing that stands out as unusual. Certainly on the expenditure side, you will notice that there are a couple of items that are either 100% spent or, close to it, or at least 50%, but in the first quarter, not unusual. Some things like the insurance is billed, right off in the beginning of the year, and it will stay with that variance of $247 in this one case, for the remainder of the year. Other items such as debt service and the like are paid every 6 months, so they will, are less, adjustable. On the revenue side, again, for the first quarter, it's hard to, see any trends, at this point in time. There are probably three main areas, though, that, I would point the board to. Registrations, which year over year, the current period of this year versus current year of last year, the registrations are up around 12 to 14% higher than this time last year, which is a good sign. To offset, though, the building department, the inspection fees are down about 50% year over year. So last year was 82,000. This year so far is 37,000. And then the other item of note is down in the bottom section is the interest income. And that is, if you remember, with the interest rates rising last year, we received approximately $246,000 of revenue. But a lot of that revenue came later in the year as the interest rates were slowly ratcheted up. So even though at this point in time, it looks like interest income is double, that we won't maintain that, twice as much of it. We won't earn twice as much this year because it was later in the year. So I have a feeling that $50,000 spread, if you will, between what has been earned so far and last year will probably maintain. So we could earn between 250 and 300,000 should all things, stay the same. With the ambulance coming online, we have had a couple of early deposits, but there's nothing significant yet from a revenue standpoint. So that won't show up, but in future meetings, we will certainly, as we have more and more collections, we will be able to put together some better reports and better trend analysis and the like to see what we're looking at when it comes to the ambulance.
Yeah, I think we're going to wait till around June when we get some good solid data to start reporting on that, all right?
Well, the first quarter, we got around what, May, right? The end of May?
Well, through first quarter end of March, so next one will be the end of June.
End of June.
So second quarter ends June 30th.
Okay.
So do you wait till that quarter ends before we bring them in? Should be in July.
Yep.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Okay.
So hopefully, I've gotten one monthly report from the billing agency, but it is too soon to tell in the world of ambulances and insurance and Medicare and write-offs. It's hard to predict what it's going to look like at this point. So,
Right. Yes, we need to be patient and give it time.
Yes.
And, all we can do at this point is wait, quarterly is probably best to keep an eye on that.
Yes, I believe so.
So,
I mean, the fire chief and I will obviously monitor it much more than that, but, as far as a report, I think, it is more meaningful at this point on a quarterly basis.
I think on a monthly basis, we could at least get like number of rides, number of transports, but like from a billing perspective, quarterly is probably best, so. Okay.
And then the other thing I want to bring up with regards to finances, I have received word that our current treasurer will be resigning her position as of April 30th. And she's expecting her second child and just feels that it's going to be too much work. And so I have a replacement that I will bring to the board for an appointment when the time comes. But some of you may remember I had an individual that was working with me last budget season by the name of Scott Egan. He is a CPA, certified public accountant, also a certified fraud examiner, and has an extensive experience when it comes to town, school government, and the like, and is very familiar with the RSAs and the like. So I have spoken to him. He is interested, and I would like to bring him on board for a seamless transition.
Okay.
Especially knowing when the last time that we needed to replace a position, we did not have anybody that was remotely interested. So,
Okay.
so I will do that.
So that will be
the next
meeting.
meeting. Yep, I'll
Okay.
bring that appointment forward.
I guess while we're talking about, the finances, can you just talk a little bit about what the unassigned fund balance is and maybe what that is made up of?
Sure. The unassigned fund balance is the difference basically between your assets and your liabilities. So any of those accounts that are to the good of the town less what are owed. And then that gives you a total fund balance number. And then if there's any commitments against that fund balance, you take those out of it, and that is what is left is your unassigned fund balance. So that's the amount that is theoretically able to be used for projects, reappropriation, offsetting of tax rates, and the like. What's you need to remember, though, is it's not necessarily a separate fund. It isn't a separate pot of cash. It is, again, the difference between your assets and your liabilities. So I kind of equate it if, you look at your home finances and you may have a cash account, some investments, you have your home minus your mortgage, is your net worth is your unassigned fund balance. And you don't have your net worth sitting in a cash account. A lot of it may be tied up in, the equity of your home per se, or, less credit cards, or, if you have any other loans or any other assets that go into that calculation. So similar to the town, at the end of the year, for instance, it looks like we have a large cash balance, but we also have a large corresponding liability to the school district because a lot of those taxes that we collect are for the school. So it's not just, it doesn't get set aside per se.
And how does, I guess when we talk about the unassigned fund balance and when we do our warrants and we take money from that unassigned fund balance, what is that, I guess, that money, what is that made up of in some cases? Is it previous taxes? Is it leftover money that was raised from previous taxes? Is it unspent revenue? Is it unanticipated revenue? Is it all of that? Is it none of that?
It's a combination of all of that.
Okay.
The unassigned fund balances accumulates from year to year. So, I suppose theoretically, some of that unassigned fund balance could be 10 years old,
Right.
in effect. It's derives from two sources. One would be, unexpended appropriations. So if, in a perfect world, as we budget, you would spend everything that you raise, but that's not, a budget is only an estimate. Things change, vacancies, costs may be higher, maybe lower than what you anticipate, especially considering how far out we're, setting that budget. When we start the process in August, and you have approximately 16 months until the end of the following fiscal year that you're trying to estimate. So, and then again, also on estimate, you estimate revenues, but revenues sometimes will come in over or even come in under. And when the books are closed, that's where all of that money ends up as part of that surplus. So again, it's not just cash. It could be your uncollected taxes. It could be uncollected receivables. But it also from that, you take out what you owe, the school and other bills.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions around the quarterly financials for the first quarter? All right.
And again, we'll get it posted, up on the website so that the people at home and the like have access to that as well.
Thank you, Greg.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Greg, for putting all that information together. Appreciate it. All right. Next on the agenda, I asked the town manager to put together a review of our solar energy for the Public Works Garage. We've had that for a few years now in town. I don't think we've really done too many updates regarding what benefits we've had from that. So I asked the town manager to maybe put together a little just review of that, and I'll hand it back over to you for that.
And I'm going to ask that we can defer that for another couple weeks.
Okay. All right.
It ended up being a crazy day today, and I just did not, that's the one thing I did not get to, so.
All right. We will move that out. Then that's it for the agenda items. We have the consent agenda. We have the accounts payable manifest week of April 11th and April 18th, 2024. The BOS draft minutes for April 1st, 2024. One yield tax levy warrant timber cut for 2023 abatement request applications, 4 veterans tax credit applications, and 1 disabled tax exemption application. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second it.
Okay. All right. Any discussion? All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, abstain, motion carries. All right. Next up is the action item list. So based on the last meeting, we had someone poured water on it and it grew a little bigger. But I'm just kidding. Yeah, a little fertilizer. But there were a couple items on here. I just wanted to make sure we put some due dates on it. One of the items was the junior selectmen idea, and I just wanted to try to get an idea on when you guys thought maybe we could put a due date around that, or when you were thinking you wanted to try to pull that together.
So I sent an email. My goal is to try to meet with somebody and talk to them. So obviously, we're not going to do it probably at this point of the year, but maybe starting in the fall when the kids go back to school.
Yep.
So can we make it have it done by, I would say, the end of summer?
Okay,
The due date, only because then
Okay.
we got to get it set up. We'll probably have to have some discussions about it.
Right.
And then I'm obviously, we're already into April. The kids are ending in June.
Right.
So it would be a school year thing.
Right.
So we would just start fresh with
You want to
at the school year in August.
shoot for like mid-September?
What?
You want to shoot for like mid-September?
No, because I'd like to see them get us have it. Well, yeah, that would be actually a good idea because they have to vote on it.
Right, and they go back like just a couple days.
So maybe by the
before.
end of September.
And September. Okay.
So we'll
So
just
I'll
put
put-
9.
Yeah, I'll put 9:30.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
All right. So next up was transportation program. I'm kind of in the mix with that one, so I'll put myself on that.
Is that for the seniors?
Yeah, that would be more of the seniors, so I'm
Okay,
happy
I
to,
did want to get involved with that because
Okay.
it's always been something
so I'll put you and I on that.
Okay.
How's that? You and
Okay.
I can work on that?
Yeah.
And then I'll probably put like something like August to have a little more detail that to bring to the board, have more of a
Okay.
finalized plan, somewhere around that. It's gonna take some time to put that one together, so I'll put end of August for that. And then the roof at the safety complex, that one's in progress. And then I'm thinking for the ARPA funds, we'll probably talk about that at the next meeting. So we can set a date on that for, after we talk about that.
That's a good idea because that's due this year.
Yeah.
When's our next meeting?
Weeks from today?
29th.
Okay, 4/29.
So
Okay,
hopefully then we'll have an idea on what we have left, and then we can talk about what to do next with it. I know one of the goals that was brought up was encouraging volunteerism, so I don't know if we want to talk about that at the next meeting, on kind of brainstorm some ideas.
okay.
I know Greg had mentioned a few things as well, so we can do that. Anyone interested in helping for Memorial Day?
I can help her. I have off that day, so
Okay.
what day, that's on a Monday, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I will be out of town that whole weekend.
I will as well.
Just, Beth, let me know when you want to start, like what you will email back and forth.
Okay.
Or I'll give you a call and we'll talk about it.
And I'm around to help, so I can help if you guys need me. I think that's pretty much it for now, but if you guys, I know we have the town manager stuff, review process. I'll send stuff out in the beginning of May. And then mid-May, we'll do the summer schedule. I didn't know what to put for dates as far as the Mount Misery trail. So I put you guys on there
That's fine.
since you're rec.
They're hoping to have the trails hopefully completed in May,
Okay.
but a lot of that depends on the weather.
Right. Which hasn't been very cooperative.
Right, no,
Yeah.
it hasn't been, but that's the goal.
Probably really wet out there right now, right?
Oh, it has to be.
Yeah.
I'm sure that stream out there is probably, you could probably go whitewater rafting out there.
Yeah, I bet. All right,
But yeah,
so,
that would be the goal. Hopefully they could get that done by the end of May, then we could hopefully get that done in June. That would be perfect.
so just leave that as TBD for now.
Yep.
And then the next few are just, quarterly reporting over the next few months. I just kind of mapped it out kind of till the end of the year, and then
Could you kind of combine 3 and 12 together?
3 and 12. What's 3 and 12?
APA.
Yeah, I just kind of put a placeholder for,
I'm just thinking for the number, the kind of,
yeah, I think that was more just to maybe get something out to the department heads to see if maybe
Yeah.
there was like a wish list.
Yeah.
Not a wish list, but like maybe there's some critical items that might need to be fixed or
yeah, no,
something.
that's fine. I just wondered if combining them might help. But either way is fine.
That might be like the next step.
Sure.
But yeah, and then we can add things that we see fit to add to this.
Yep.
But I have a placeholder here for like 9/11 ceremony. And then also part of the 91A thing. This just might be if we're bored during the summer, when we got nothing else to do. We can review unsealed meeting minutes from previous years. I know everyone's really excited about that.
Nice light reading.
Yeah. So that's just like some clerical stuff that we need to do as selectmen sometimes, so. And then I want to have the school board reps come visit us in the fall at some point, so. Just to give us an update on the ongoings at that level, so.
Liz, when the school board used to come in, what time of year did that used to
I'm
be?
close with the new commander at Post 34,
Oh, okay,
so I'd like to work with you on that and take that one,
okay. Excellent.
because that just changed titles over there, so.
So we'll put John down for Veterans Day?
I thought it worked out well last year.
Yeah,
Yep.
all right. Sweet. So action item list is done. All right, town manager report. All righty.
Not that I want to sound like a broken record, but it's been a busy couple of weeks between personnel, code enforcement, and then also following up with the town attorney on a few legal matters. And then I've spent a lot of time still working with DES and Underwood engineers on potential water grants, extension of PFAS grants, things of that nature, so that we have an opportunity to spend the money that's been awarded to us, but also looking at other sources of potential revenue sources, which the state came out, or I should say the feds came out with the lowering of the PFAS limits just at the end of last week. So things are going to change again, where the limit was 12 or 10, 12, it now will be dropped down to 4. So we do have some unspent PFAS money right now that is in exceedance of the 12, but I know there are a lot of properties between that 4 and that 12 range. So I was talking with Underwood today about, reaching back out to the state and see if there was any way that we could be proactive and spend some of that available money on the wells that are fall in between. So also going to reach out to the superintendent's office as well to see what we can do there. Also want to bring up last Thursday on the 4th, or actually it was the 4th, a couple Thursdays ago, with the snowstorm that we had. And then talking with Dan, he had talked about, that being very unusual, that basically all the things that happened in one storm, if they happened singularly, they would be something that would be considerate. So, hats off to the highway guys. Also spent some time, and I know you did as well, Mr. DeRoche, over at the EOC. Walk through with the police department, see the police officers as well. And, hats off to everybody that during those events, that the way they come together is pretty incredible. It's a good bunch of staff that the town has, and should be very proud and feel very safe that that we have such a good, competent staff that are there to oversee it. And as a special note, Town Hall did remain open during the storm, and I want to thank those 7 people that braved the storm and came out, so that the day's total that we took in on that storm day was $1,100. So I want to thank those 7 people for coming out while the Town Hall was open. So, and with that, I will end my manager's report.
All right.
Just one question. How's the feedback been on Westville Road with the barrels?
Thank you. It's been a lot of positive feedback.
I've been hearing positive feedback
Yeah.
from town.
I know that the state did fly the drone. I think the footage, he said, was too large to email, so I'm making arrangements to get that. I didn't get a chance to talk to Dan today, but I know he's been out there monitoring it, checking traffic and the like. And I think we only had one difficult situation that was brought to our attention, but other than that, it's been a lot of positive.
Because what I've noticed, I take that road quite a bit, is when you come out and I go to take a left now, it seems like things have calmed down a bit.
Actually, quite a bit.
Right.
I come out of, obviously, with the fishing game. I come out of Mayray. I'll sit down there at the end of Mayray for like 10 minutes and watch what's going on. And it used to be so much more chaotic that there's almost like a respect factor that got kicked in, because you can't take that.
I think
it's a one-person show there, and it really changes that whole game plan.
Yeah, what I've noticed is when you're coming down Main Street and you go to take the left on Westville and you used to kind of cut across.
Yeah, that's
Westville,
eliminated now.
it's like all of a sudden that's the group that really slows down quite a bit, and it makes it so much easier to get out to take that left onto Main Street. That's just my opinion from what I've noticed.
I noticed that
Seen
too.
and heard all positive so far.
I mean, I did email Corey at the state to find out what the next steps would be.
And the question I would have, this is supposed to be the last week of it, correct?
It is.
Is it worth extending it, do we think?
I think.
Just to get a
I'm-
little bit bigger
Can
of
we
a
talk to
picture?
Dan before
I
we?
will, I mean, I will,
That's what
I'll,
I'm saying, it's something I think we should think about. Well, this is the final week. Dan's input obviously is big.
Yeah.
I will talk to Dan and, if he feels that it would be good to extend it, then we'll extend it. And I would also say it'll depend on what I hear back from Corey with the state on, maybe what the next steps are. And how quickly, if it is something that we want to put into place on a permanent nature, what that would look like and try to work on a timeline, to figure that out.
Because I think if we're going to keep those temporary structures in place until we can
Right.
put the permanent solution in place,
Mhm.
I'd be on board with that.
Okay.
Yep.
But
Then I would like
we
to
need
just,
we need to find out from the state.
but I think it would
There.
help just to extend that window to observe it, right? This will only be 2 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you could go maybe another week or two, that gives you a full month to really get a good grasp.
I'll talk to Dan and we'll come up with a plan.
Okay.
And I'll email the board and let you know what it will be.
And this came out of the Highway Safety Committee, I'm assuming. Some of this, they were reviewed this as well, that group, that committee.
No,
No? Okay.
no,
This hasn't gone through them?
no.
Okay.
We just did a reorg meeting.
Just
We
a
haven't had a
reorg.
chance to meet again to discuss any of that.
All right. Okie dokie. All right, anything else? Anything
sir.
else for the town manager? No? All right, moving on to selectmen's reports. Ms. Costa.
I did the right to know training. I attended the Energy Committee meeting and Elder Affairs there's 2 events coming up. May 1st is a senior tea and it's booked, it's full. And they'll do a little bit of a wait list. And then May 22nd is a wellness fair. Thank you for Fish and Game. And they're starting to get responses for vendors who will be there and to, give information to our senior set, shall we say.
All right,
That's all I got.
okay. Ms. Bergeron.
I attended a conservation meeting the other night. We had Charlie Zilch in front of us. We went over 4 different properties in town, commercial properties. And we did Arbor bags for Arbor Day. Goodie bags for the kids.
All right.
Nice. Anything good in the bags?
Yeah, there's some pencils, some pins, a bookmark, sticker, bracelet.
Nice.
You jealous?
I am. Nobody ever gets me anything. Alls I get is grief.
Might want to get to that walk. Get a good bit.
The walk, I'll be honest, I love going on that walk. I enjoy taking that walk with the kids. It's a lot of fun.
So again, I might get over there for it. All right, anything else, Tammy? All set?
Yeah, I'm all set.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bill?
Yep, I attended an old home day meeting with John. Seems like everything's kind of progressing there. I'm sure John can give a better update. We did have a planning board meeting. We did have one resignation, and we voted to appoint Tim Moore to become a member of the planning board. I'm sure we'll be seeing that coming through. On Friday night, I was lucky enough to attend the Lions Club, the comedy night. It's always a good event. It's always a fun night out. And for this week, Wednesday, I have a planning board meeting.
Okay. Mr. Gifford?
So I did go to Energy meeting, which was short and sweet, not much going on there. I did attend the Old Home Day, and everything's on track for vendors. In fact, the vendor link will be hopefully live tomorrow on the Plastow website. And If not, you can find it on the Facebook website for any of the vendors that are going. The parade is getting organized. The Friday function, which is the dinner dance at the Plastow Fish and Game, I ran that through the board of directors, and they graciously donated the hall rental over there. So that's all set. We're working on a car show. One of the unique things we have this year is a muster. So I don't know if you guys have ever been to a hand pump muster, but boy, there's something to be seen. It is a great show. I mean, it takes one of these old pumpers and they measure the distance of the spray, and you've got 20 or 30 people there pumping them, getting them up to pressure and everything. I used to go on those when I was younger, so it's going to be a unique thing, and I'm really looking
Well,
forward to
the
that.
big thing is trying to figure out exactly where to hold it.
Right, we're working on that. So the fireworks are all set. The Historical Society is doing all the commemorative swag that they picked out, a couple of different mugs and bookmarks and ribbons and so forth. Shauna and Roy are just doing an awesome job. There's maybe 6 to 8 people here running this whole show. So that being said, if any of the audience has any time prior to, even on that day, if you got a half an hour, just speak to one of the chair people. They can allocate you for running around, taking care of a little project, take a little something off of them, and share in the giving of being part of Old Home Day on the
Even just-
275th.
Even as simple as help, monitor a game just for a little bit of time.
Right.
Any help would be appreciated.
Absolutely. So and I have rec coming up. And do you have rec's agenda for this? So if you don't mind, April 20th is Plastow Cleanup Day. That takes care of all the trash along the streets and so forth. They'll be coordinated and taken care of by the highway department. Plastow Rec has a launch. The tambourine event is on April 23rd. That goes from 10 to 12. It's $17 per person. And all of this is registerable at the plastow.com. There is a Laser Mania, which is at the Timberlane Performing Arts on April 25th. That's between 4 and 5 p.m. And then there is finally a family trip to the New England Aquarium. That's April 26th, and that's 8 to 3 p.m. And my eyes are not good enough to catch the writing or the cost on this. It looks like ticket cost is $50 per adult, $40 per child. So that's covering your April vacation. And that's me.
That's it?
Yep,
That's all?
that's all I got.
All right.
My plate's not as full as his. Just reading off a crib sheet here.
All right, great. Thank you, John. Let's see. As Greg mentioned, I went to the EOC during the storm when the power was out, and those guys did an amazing job. Police, fire, the CERT team was there. Just big kudos to everyone that was involved with, staying on top of everything that was going on in town. So it was pretty amazing to see everyone in action. So I have a budget meeting coming up. It's a reorg meeting on, I think it's the 24th. 24th? Yeah, 23rd. There is an open seat on the committee. That seat used to be Liz's. It's no longer hers. She had to resign. So there is one open position. So if you're interested, you can submit a letter of interest to the budget committee for that seat. And let's see. I wanted to mention something else. Maybe it will come to me.
I'm getting old, Jim.
Yeah. I'll move on to events. Just to remind everyone, there is a trash delay this week. Today is Patriots Day. It's a holiday in Massachusetts, so Republic isn't out there collecting everyone's goods today. So everything's delayed one day. For our local officials, there is a local officials workshop Tuesday, May 7th. You can sign up for that if you guys are interested. If you want, please reach out to Beth And that goes for all of our local officials. There will be a household hazardous waste drop-off day, and that will be Saturday, April 27th from 9 a.m. to 12 at the Highway Garage at 144 F Main Street. Flyers are available at the town hall and online. And there will also be a townwide spring yard sale that will be held on Saturday, May 11th from 8 to 2 p.m. I believe you have to register online or register with Recreation for that as well. I just want to mention, I did sign up after Mr. Colby had mentioned the reduction of the PFAS levels. There were a couple online presentations, so I signed up for a couple of those to try to get a better understanding of what that means to the town. So I signed up. There were 3 workshops, so I'm going to take those and I'll report back to the board on those. All right. Any other business before the board? Anyone? That's it? Do we need anything for a non-public session?
No, sir, we do not.
Okay. I will adjourn the meeting at 6:56. Is that 6:56? Really? All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Enjoy the rest of the week.